Hey everybody, Chris here, the day-to-day apologist. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, Chris, where have you been? How come there hasn't been any videos? Well, there's been a lot going on, and that's what this video is about, to talk about how busy and what has been going on in my life that has prevented me from being able to do these videos. So once I explain, I'm sure it will make a lot of sense. I'm going to be basically giving you a little bit of a timeline, and then we'll talk about where are we going from here, and am I going to be doing any more videos. So with that said, we're going to be starting. Most of you remember mid-March, there was some family issues that were going on, and I had to go up to Connecticut to visit family. I have quite a bit up in the Northeast, and it was a long drive. It was a 15-hour drive one way. And I went up there. I was there for a week, and I came back, and I thought things were going to be calm and quiet, and it seemed like the Lord had used me, and that things had been brought out to the light. But in fact, things had escalated once I did return back home, and it took a couple of weeks, all the way pretty much till mid-April, until finally it had all calmed down. So the family issues that I was dealing with all the way back in early spring ended about mid-April. I had a friend who came and visited during all that mess, and he was a big support. He's a mentor, a friend of mine who was also from Connecticut. And my wife and I, after he had left, decided that it was time to start looking for a home. So we began the process of looking for a home while I was doing the videos back in the spring. Now, a lot of you don't know this, but I have the way I bring income in for my wife and I is dog walking, boardings and sittings. And what I thought was just going to be kind of a side thing until ministry opportunity opened or something else happened, it really kind of took off, and I have quite a bit of clients, and it got really busy for me in May, June, and July. Like, it was crazy how much I was out walking dogs or boarding dogs or sitting for people with dogs. And so I now have a Facebook page, and business cards are coming in and everything. It's exciting, but it's also not what I was expecting, but I guess it's part of the Lord's plan. So dog walking was going on while I was, looking for a home, and we were getting ready to visit family in June and have my youngest niece come down with us and spend 3 weeks with us at our apartment. Little did we know that while we were about to go up there, this is more towards the end of June, which is, I believe, around the time I stopped doing videos, that it ended up we found a home. So we signed on the dotted line. We got the keys on July 3rd. But this also meant that while I was super busy with doing dog walking, and I had my niece from the Northeast down with me with Katie and I for 3 weeks, we were in the process of getting things packed up in our apartment and moving into our new home. So when my niece had come down with us, we had pretty much got back from visiting my dad in Pennsylvania, drove 12 hours, came back, did like 3 or 4 or 5 walks that day, and then focused on being an uncle to my niece and spending time with her, and then we started packing things up all within a week's time of getting back. So I had no time and no energy to deal with any videos or anything like that. It only got busier even after she had left. We had a great time with her. We drove her back up to Pennsylvania, and then we drove back home. So the 24-hour in total drive, just getting her home. And we moved. And in the process of moving into our new home, which is why it's so echoey in here, because I'm in my new home, we were bringing in furniture, moving out of our apartment. There was a water line that was slowly leaking, so we had to get that fixed, and they couldn't find it because builders had put it underneath the driveway leading into our boiler system, which is back behind our garage. So that took them a couple of days to find that puppy. And of course that was expensive, and there was just all this other stuff that was also going on that had to do with church. I'm in leadership, and that we were in the process of doing that. So there was just a lot going on, and I did not have time to do videos. July finally ended. We were in the home. Some family visited really quick and left. And then finally I was like, okay, now I can start, typing up these, what I want to say in these videos, and I can, start focusing on that. This was beginning of August, end of July. And God was like, no, actually there's more stuff coming. You need to prepare for that. So like the second week into August, my dog business had gotten a little quieter, which gave me a little bit of time to type up some of the videos. And then finally I was notified by my family that my grandfather, whose name is John, he's 93, is dying from a very rare, weird form of cancer that's very aggressive when you get it. My grandfather, spiritually, we had multiple conversations through my years growing up. So this is my grandfather on my father's side. And he was kind of like, yeah, if there's a God, And I was like, well, I sure like to see him before he dies, because I guess you only have a couple of months if you're really healthy, and he's 93. So the family's like, you really need to come up before you can't have conversation with him. So we went up, we drove up to Connecticut, another 15-hour drive, spent about 3.5 days with them, and then drove back home. It was crazy. It was good. I got some opportunities to talk to my grandfather. Please be praying for him. His name is John, and my grandmother's name is Nylene. And my grandfather says he has peace with God, but I didn't hear him claim anything besides that. And I did talk to him about that, and I gave him a book to read called More Than a Carpenter, and he promised that he would read it. And while I was there, I suppose he did read it, because he said that he found some of the stuff in the beginning interesting. So yeah, I knew leaving spiritually, guys, that I would not see my grandfather alive on this earth again. And that was very emotional for me, and it still is emotional. He's still alive, but his health is declining. And that really takes up a lot of your thought process and your emotion and everything. And I got dog business and still living in a home. I'm a homeowner now, I suppose would be the easier way of saying that. And so about a week ago, I was notified from family that there's now new issues going on with the old issues family-wise back in March. There's now new stuff, and maybe some legality things are going to happen, legal things. So there was that. So that's the reason why I haven't been doing videos. I would be doing videos if I was just doing dog walking, had my niece, not dog walking niece, moving out of apartment, moving into a new apartment, overseeing life groups or beginning to discuss that. That's how it's been for the past handful of months. So it's been really busy for me. So that's everything. I know this video is longer than usual. I need you guys to be patient and to be praying for me. I do have videos typed up, but it's going to take me a little bit of time, and they may be coming out a little less than they were before. But please, keep sharing the videos, keep watching the videos, subscribe and like to them. Thank you guys for your love and support. I'm sure after you heard all this, you're like, I understand, I get it. And I appreciate your patience, because this is a longer video than usual, but you deserve to know what is going on. So just be praying for us that Katie and I will have patience, and we'll make time for each other and make time for the Lord and to serve. I've got some things that the Lord wants me to do that is going to be evangelistic based, so I would appreciate prayer on that. My wife is also being led by God to do things as well, so be praying for Katie in that area as well. We're very blessed to have a home, very blessed to be here, but there was just a lot that's gone on. God bless you guys. Thanks for your patience, and that's the video. We'll see you next time.